Hello, Internet! Welcome back. This is our latest episode of Survivor Season 40, Episode 2. Breaking it all down, talking all about it. Follow me on Twitter at YoGrabbaGabba. You can email us, paperproduction@gmail.com. You can like our Facebook page, facebook.com/paperproductions. 2.5 Brains here. We're talking all about the latest episode, and we're going to give our take, our thoughts, talk about who did well, who didn't do well, and give you all our opinions today. So just finished the episode, talk all about it, and we'll go ahead and bring in the co-host here. Bailey may join us later too, we'll see, but for right now, bring in the co-host, Jessica. Welcome to the show.
I had to think about it.
Think about what? You were going to join us?
Yeah, maybe.
Wow.
And dear, hello. It's very calm.
I know, because you hate that, so I was trying to, be nicer to you.
Oh, thank you.
That's what my shrink said I should do, so.
I feel like I'm way in the background, tiny.
Right.
Yeah, that looks weird.
Yeah. So, welcome, everybody. Jessica, how can people find you on Twitter?
Just T820.
Just T820. So, subscribe, get all the updates, email paperproduction@gmail.com, like our Facebook page, tweet us, all that stuff. So, this is the second episode, third person voted out. We're talking all about it here, and give us our takes and opinion. Tell me about so far the episode as a whole, or what you think about the season so far. Kind of give me your initial thoughts.
I don't know. I guess I feel a little indifferent about the season so far. Nobody's making real big moves, or like the moves that you think that would be going on, not getting rid of the biggest threat. They're kind of, I guess, doing what they did last season a little bit. They're just picking off everybody one by one, except they did get to the point where they picked off all the biggest people.
And it makes it happen. I think it will.
Yeah, I know it's still early. It's only the second episode, and it's just interesting. Since everybody knows each other, it's completely different dynamic, although all they're saying is the old schoolers need to learn the new type of gameplay that they're doing, which probably isn't much different than before because it's still all about connections and people. I don't know. The season, or the episode was decent. I, of course, did not want Blue, was it Selly?
So, yeah.
Going to Tribal because almost my entire team is on there, so that sucks for me.
We survived.
Yeah, great. But we'll see. I thought I'd be a little bit more hyped up. I don't really know the people like you do though, so you're a lot more hyped up than I am.
And that's the difference right now between anything. I think I feel the same way about you on the season.
Yeah.
I think the season is been run of the mill so far. Nothing really jumped out. Nothing's been great or really that terrible. I'm just pumped because I know all the players and they're all returnees. We haven't had a returnee season in a while. We haven't had a good returnee season in quite a while.
Yeah.
So I think that's more what it is. I think I just know all the players and I haven't seen some of them in a long, long time. I'm just really geeking out and nostalgic for them. I think that's the only thing.
I don't necessarily like returning player seasons actually because I like the new perspectives on everything.
For sure.
So I like when the newer people get in and they want to do something different than everybody else. I like that point of view.
And I have no problem with that either. I think I've said before I wouldn't mind seeing every player who's played, the 600 players who've played almost, playing different combinations with different twists and see what would come of it. But also, yeah, that would definitely kind of get old too, and you definitely want to get some new blood there to change things up too. So it's it's
well, because even in the episode, everybody's just talking about how Kim played like this before, so we know she's going to play like this, so no one's going to trust her. Everyone's going to see through her. Yeah, so I don't enjoy, seeing that because everybody knows everybody's secrets.
For sure.
It affects the game differently.
Pros and cons of both. I like that it's a higher level of gameplay because everybody here knows how to win because they have, and when there's better players who've, in an actual all-star season where they're all actually all-stars and they're all great players, I think that's a little bit better than just your average bunch of losers go out there and doing terrible and playing terrible games.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I feel like the best season is kind of a combination of two. It's like your David versus Goliath season. You got really good players they're also new and trying new things. Mm-hmm. They're playing, making mistakes that new players make, but they're also good players.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the fine line. If you because the thing I like about returning player seasons is they have some experience, they've done it before, and maybe they learn from mistakes, maybe they overcompensate, whatever. And also you know them, so you don't have to learn all these new characters. You already know them. But also the thing you don't like is that you already know them, and they don't make a lot of the same mistakes, and it's a little different, and it's hard to a lot of times they're set in their ways too. Like, this is what worked for me last time, so I'm gonna do this same thing, and they don't try anything new. The thing is developed or changed.
Yeah.
So I agree. Yeah. I think you have a really solid point though, for sure. So let's go ahead then and let's talk about, obviously we put up the Survivor episode, and then we put up the Masked Singer pretty late. We're going to try to do Survivor Wednesday, Masked Singer Thursday if possible, or maybe, see what we can do, switching that up a little bit. But Masked Singer should be coming out tomorrow or the next day, so keep an eye for that too. So let's go ahead with all the preliminaries out of the way. Let's talk about what we're here to talk about this episode. The 3 moments that mattered. We got 3 moments right here, and then we'll do why. We'll talk about who did not survive and what happened, and why they didn't make it, and then we'll kind of recap and put everybody in our rankings of who did well, who didn't well, over their top 3 and bottom 3 for the week.
Okay.
So, what is moment that mattered? Number 1, Jessica.
Safety without power.
Safety without power. This is a twist that I wrote about in a blog that I thought would be cool to try. I heard about it previously on other podcasts, and I think it was first introduced. First time I heard of it, I think it was the Survivor think tank that Rob and Steven did after Survivor season 24. The season where that was so bad that it almost ended the series. Kim's season that she won.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. Yeah, Jessica was very disappointed by that. That didn't happen. But the thing is, after that season, right, Kim won, and everybody was, it was a bad season. Kim was dominant, but it was not a good season. It was very boring. And the next season, Denise's season happened, and Denise's season resurrected the series. So you're welcome. Yeah. But they talked about that, I think, during that think tank, where they're talking about what cool twists could be implemented to maybe save the season and save the series. And this was one of them, actually. I believe then, or at least it was around that same time, the Survivor escape hatch, if you will. And I actually, when I did my fanfic with the wrestling fanfic, I actually used this twist in that fanfic as well, where you can get out of the... it's basically what the...
oops, sorry.
Way to shake the camera. With the safety without power, you're giving up your vote, but you're also leaving tribal councilors who can't be voted out either. So you can't vote and impact the game, but you also can't be voted out. So it's a double-edged sword. It's hard, if I'm that desperate to get out of here, I'll just dip. I'll be fine. But if my alliance needs me to vote a certain way, I don't have that vote either. So it's the no vote thing that I've been using a little bit, but now it's the no vote thing, and now you're just dipping right out of here. I mean, I kind of want to see how that would work. I really want Jeremy to do one of these times. Be like, hey, Probst, I'm gonna bounce, and see how that goes. I think it'd be really cool.
But that happened at Survivor, at a tribal in the past couple of seasons. Somebody left.
I don't recall.
I do remember somebody leaving tribal, but I don't know if it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking of Ghost Island, but I don't know. I just remember people not being at. Someone leaving tribal. Maybe not. I don't know. Something to research for next time.
Yeah, I don't remember that ever happening. This is the first time this twist has been implemented in the game.
Yeah.
This is the first time it's been used in the game, so maybe something like that similar maybe happened for sure.
Yeah.
Certainly possible, but this is definitely the first time this twist has been used. And I'm really excited about it. There's a couple of ones I really would like to see implemented. I wrote all about that in the blog years ago. But this is a cool twist. I like this a lot. I've always wanted to see something like this used. This is a twist that I'm pretty sure it's been used on an international Survivor, like Australia or South Africa maybe. And they also have some other cool twists I kind of wrote about, but we'll see what other things they implement. They seem to be kind of going all the way to the well here. They kind of be like, hey, let's try anything any international season is doing, anything anybody else is doing, and see if we can bring it in here.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the twist? Or the advantage, if you will?
I think it's interesting. I mean, course, Natalie is giving all of her advantages to Jeremy.
Yeah.
And getting the fire tokens, but she also knew that he had 2 because she had given him 1.
Correct. Now she has 2.
Yeah.
Sandra's in his.
Right. I don't know. It's interesting. I think, obviously it'll help him out a lot, and see what happens with it. And I don't know how to feel about it because it just depends on his alliance, I guess, and
for sure
when they're gonna need him or when he thinks he's gonna be out.
Absolutely. And I don't. Unlike Sandra's shot clock, I don't think this one has one. This one can be used as long as you can use advantages. Mm-hmm. Ironically, the number 1 ally, the season he won, got a new advantage had never been used before. That season, Steven got the steal a vote, and it was the first time it was ever used in season 31. He used it and got himself voted out with it. So it didn't work out well for Steven. But this is a new thing that's never been done before, and usually the first couple times something's used, it's not usually used that well. So we'll see if he screws it up and leaves tribal and his allies are what the heck, and they turn on him and vote him out for lying to him or whatever, or if he plays it perfectly, saves himself, and they're able to come back around with it. So
yeah.
First time an advantage is used, can be very, very tricky.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever paved that road for you before.
Right.
I'd like a paved road. Plug. Anything else? Anything else after that twist?
No, I don't think so.
Cool. What's next?
Old school versus new school.
New school versus old school. Yeah, that's been the theme.
You put old school versus new school.
Yeah, because I'm cool. I'm cool. So that's been the theme on this tribe. The other one doesn't really have that because all the older players are on this one. I mean, the only quote-unquote old school player on the other tribe was Amber. Right?
Yeah, but when Sandra or Tyson or Kim Spradlin, they're not old school.
Middle school, maybe.
I consider them, I guess.
In between, Tyson played 27. Sandra played on season 7.
Well, Sandra's
20,
old school.
And 34.
But she's still old school. She didn't play on 34.
She played 34.
Oh, 34.
34.
Less, yeah.
No, yeah. So she's played in every era of Survivor.
Yeah.
And is as up on the game as anybody else. So yes, she first played old school, but she's not. I mean, and she won when she played the old school game. The only time she played the new advanced game, she lost. But I mean, she's old school years, but I think it's not the. I think it's more the mentality she has. It's not her. What I was calling her old?
No, Bailey is just staring at the computer.
Yeah, it's Bailey. Bailey is very entertained, right?
He's just staring it down.
Yeah. It's like, I'm on the show too.
Yeah, I'm cute.
I'm cute. Say.
I'm cute.
It's like we say to you. Say nice things about me. Call me cute and pretty. That's what you. I say that to you.
Yeah.
That people should say those things to you.
Oh, I thought you said I asked you to say those things
No.
to me.
No. Like with our first episode, I was watching it the other day because I'm a narcissist, and
oh my god,
and
you really did.
I watched our first episode together, and I watched it, and I said, tweet her and say nice things, call her pretty.
Sorry to disappoint.
Moving on. So old school versus new school is on this thing. We get it. It's the players who played like in the pre-20s or early 20s against the ones who played in newer season, and that's what's going on right now. And it's Danny and Parvati and Rob against and Ethan, of course, against the players who played more recently. So it's hard. It's when anytime there's this big gap. I mean, 31 for example had somebody from season 1. And somebody from season 30. 2 people from season 30. That gap was so obviously there's no wider gap.
Yeah.
But the players from the newer seasons. Are you okay? Everything I'm saying is funny today, isn't that right, Bailey? Everything I'm saying is funny today.
I guess it can just skew some of the things you say into something.
You're dirty. You got a dirty mind, Jessica.
No,
There's a huge gap there, Jessica.
Gap.
There's no wider gap than that one.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyways, the new school players just ran circles around the old school players because they just couldn't keep up, and they're older and all that. So.
Got it. Yep.
Okay, we're gonna move on before we completely go way off the rails. Jessica's the one who keeps us on the rails. Isn't that terrifying?
I'm sorry. I'm pretty tired still.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
She's been feeling a little under the weather, so we'll try to not keep her going too long tonight. But
yes, new school versus old school.
What do you think about that?
I think new school should start kicking out the old school because there's more of them. Stop letting these people get through. You could have gotten Rob out. Parvati could have been long gone, but y'all are being dumb.
First two votes should have been Rob and Parvati. Easy.
Just tonight should have just been Parvati and should have been it. Why vote out Danny? Keep Danny because she wants to get rid of Parvati, and bring Danny in and vote Parvati out. Like easy, just easy.
And it was easy consensus vote, and technically they got rid of an old school player today.
Yeah, but the wrong one.
And what do we say?
Danny's got nothing in the game. She's got no power.
So she'll easily jump with you guys and survive. And the funny thing is, right, the players who, the old school players, they're, yes, those are the players, the Sandras, the Robs, the Parvatis, they get through a few votes, they get their footholds and they run the game. Rob should have been out the season he won, he should have been out first or second. If he was on the other tribe, he would have been out first or second. Parvati, she was almost the first person to vote out Heroes Villains. She had to go to the final two and losing by one vote. Final three and losing by one vote. Finish second. Or two votes. Whatever. It was, I think it was 8-3 was the final, or 5-3 was the final vote. She,
Stop making stupid choices.
There's some, and they're saying, what a big move. It's not really that big of a move. It's yes, you're taking out a big player, sure, but it's a move that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's right there.
I mean, especially with this season, though, it's not like it's a big move because, it's a popular player and, that's been on previous seasons, but Rob's running the game.
Yeah.
Why are you letting him continue to do that? And it's only the second episode.
And he's a shield. I get that. You're keeping if you take him out, then who's the next biggest threat? Maybe Jeremy. So he doesn't want to take out Rob yet because Rob can protect him. I get all that, but
I don't know. Our next big moment basically is, after all this, you still didn't get rid of him.
Right.
It just didn't make any sense to me.
It's, and then the way they were talking, I was wondering if they were gonna go after Ben. But it was really, really bizarre episode, and really it's been kind of one of those seasons. Again, when you don't vote out the big threats early, they get to the end and win, or at least get to the end and take your spot.
Yeah. And
you lose. Take out the threats early. I mean, again, I liked the idea of making the easy votes early. But at some point in an all returning player season, you gotta take out the threats. You gotta, and do it earlier and sooner rather than later. But we'll see. Old school versus new school. Old school did lose a member today, but not a key member. So it was a kind of a fringe member. So it was kind of a punt, if you will.
Yeah. Charlie Brown got it.
Yeah. Charlie Brown kicking the football.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
The idol reveal party.
Idol reveal party, like a gender reveal party, but idol reveal.
Ben. Why did I want to say Ben? Rob. Rob orchestrated, and nobody still got mad.
Adam
and
did.
Wanted to vote. Yeah, but why didn't they vote him out?
Yeah.
They didn't vote him out. They still went for Danny. Rob makes everybody empty their pouches to reveal if anybody has an idol. And Denise and Adam were smart enough at how to hide it, so nobody saw that they did actually have an idol.
Right.
Of course, Ben isn't going to say anything. He's at least smart about that.
The only thing he was smart about today. They had the thing, like I said, everybody empty your bags. If I'm Adam, and again, it's one of those things where everybody's just doing it because they don't have anything to hide.
Yeah.
But, like, if
Adam and Denise do.
And Denise hid it so nobody could see it, which was smart. And it was, a quick, sleight of hand, which was smart on her part, and definitely, had to do it.
And she was lucky where she was sitting, though, at the very end, that it was easier for her to do that, and Adam was sitting right behind her.
Right.
So that was lucky, too.
For sure. It was their positioning was certainly fortunate for him. But at some point, right, you gotta stand up. You gotta not let Rob push you around. Rob's a really, really, really smart player. Rob's one of the best of all time, no doubt.
And everybody's just listening to him because he's played so many times. And why aren't you gonna listen to the legendary Rob? Like, Everybody just should have said no. Why do you need to see what's in my bag?
Right. And if everybody said, shut up, Rob.
Yeah, everybody has to stand up to him, but nobody is.
Right.
So you can't be the one that is, because then you look suspicious.
And that's the thing. Exactly right. So Adam being like, oh, I'm not showing you my bag.
Yeah.
Well, then Woody had to hide. And now everybody's suspicious of Adam.
Exactly.
Or Denise. Right? And instead, if 3 or 4 people stand up to him,
yeah,
then you can have a little coalition. But
and you're also putting yourself out as a target, so you need to have a majority standing up to him and not just a couple.
And it's hard to do that on the fly, certainly. So Rob's playing a smart game so far. I think it's eventually gonna catch up to him.
Yeah.
I really, really do. But as of right now, man, he's running this thing, and everybody's afraid to go against him. That was exactly how his last season was.
Yeah.
He anybody who stepped out of line, he voted out immediately, and everybody else just fell in line and did what he told them to do, and he got the end and won. It was not great. So I don't think these players are gonna be that dumb, but man, he's definitely running with an iron fist, and he's got now he can't step back. He's in control, and if someone wants to take a shot at him, he's there. He's there for the taking. But we'll see. We'll see if they do it. I gotta think that somebody's gonna be smart to do it. But I don't know. You need a majority.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I'm just waiting for someone to vote out the strong ones on the tribe and not let them keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. It's I don't know. I don't know.
Even though Bailey would be in a bad spot if Rob got knocked out, but it's alright. I'll still give him treats.
Exactly, with your winnings.
Yeah. What winnings?
I will give him treats with my winnings
too. Screwed.
Not necessarily. I don't think you have a great shot, but you're not. Yeah.
Nah, I think I'm pretty screwed.
Well, who you got left? You got Yule and Ben. Neither one doing amazing. Who else? It's right down over there. I can't remember.
Over there.
You got Ethan and Adam.
All my girls are kicked out.
Yeah, you get 2 girls are both gone.
Well, I definitely think a guy is winning this season, so.
God. Since so long since a girl hasn't won since 34.
Yeah.
Sarah was the last girl to win.
Just have the feeling that it's not going to be a female.
And I felt the same way, but San Juan del Sur, it was like all women pre-merge, and then it all flipped at the merge. So,
yeah,
who knows?
We'll see.
The guys all one thing to keep in mind too, much like San Juan del Sur.
Yeah.
This season it has lots and lots of male egos, and in that season they got to like the point where it's like, all right, well he's in charge, so he has to go. Now he's in charge, now he has to go. I want to be in charge. Now I have to, all the dudes were like, I'm in charge. No, I'm in charge. No, I'm in charge. They had a big giant pissing contest and they all lost. So that could happen this season too. I can definitely see that. There's certainly no lack of ego in the season.
Yeah, we'll see.
But it's still too early. But 3 women going out back to back. That's certainly not good. So who did not survive? Let's transition right into that.
Danny Boatwright.
Danny Boatwright did not survive this week.
Bailey is down to 1 player.
Bailey lost half his team today.
And I almost picked her up too.
Yep. Show me the treats may not be happening. But Bailey's okay. He'll survive.
He's all cuddled and snug right now. He's good.
He's good now.
He's not too broken up about it.
No. But, when Rob goes, Bailey will be howling.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
because of the Boston accent, cockies.
Cockies, yeah. So, what do you think about Danny? What did she do wrong?
She just got paranoid and then started running around and showing everybody her paranoia. Which Ben wasn't wrong, though, saying that everybody's paranoid, because everybody is paranoid.
He just worded it wrong.
Yeah.
Really wrong.
Yeah, he's not so good at speaking words and things. He's good at finding idols.
He's from Idaho.
Yeah, well, keep growing them potatoes. Thanks. Just what screwed her up was talking to Ben and Ethan and saying that Rob had an old school alliance going on, and then that just blew everything up. And then since all that stuff got spread out, Danny's name came out immediately.
Yeah, her first season, the season she won, she was pretty low key, just kind of went with the flow. And anybody needed a vote, she was there. She won some challenges on the stretch and won the game. This season, she came in hard. She was throwing everybody's names out early. Rob didn't trust her, so they mended fences. They were good. And then, in Danny's defense, when you're in an alliance of 4, 3 of them are off talking, you're by yourself, they don't invite you to come along.
Well, yeah,
That's
the
a
whole
mistake.
thing. Yeah, that was a mistake on their part. They should not have done that.
Absolutely. So she got paranoid that she was the target. She wasn't the target. She made herself the target by being paranoid. But a big reason why Parvati / Rob will lose this season, I'm going to think they're probably going to lose. When they do lose, it's a huge component of the game now. Every season, it happens to somebody. The alliance management. You've got to manage. Like Parvati said, we talked day one. We were good.
Yeah,
but have you talked
can't
since?
Just talk day one and that's it.
Exactly.
You can't just stick to Rob as your buddy the whole time and do nothing else.
Right. And that's the thing. That's what my point is exactly, right? I mean, Andrea and Zeke on 34 were very close, but they thought they were good, so they didn't talk at all. Like Sarah and Tony, right now, they are trying not to stay low key on the radar, but that they're close and they're friends and everything. But they still talk once in a while.
Yeah.
And you have to do that. You have to manage your alliances, because if your alliance thinks, oh, we're good, we haven't talked in 9 days, but we're good, I guarantee you're not.
Yeah. And I would never think that we're good after not talking. I need a little bit of reassurance.
Absolutely. And most people do. And, because there's that emotion that comes in, that's a paranoia. It's a game of paranoia, and paranoia is everywhere. And so Danny got paranoid. Her allies didn't do a good job of keeping her from being paranoid, and she let her paranoia destroy her in this case. And she started throwing out everybody's name and turning on all her allies because she thought they were turning on her, and wasn't the asset that other players may have been. And it became hey, the old schoolers want to get rid of her, the new schoolers want to get rid of an old schooler, make it easy, Danny goes.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
So that's, it was a unanimous vote. Danny voted for Parvati, everybody else voted for Danny. And that's why Danny got knocked out in this case, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah, Mike Holloway style?
No.
I agree. 100,000%. I agree. Alright. Anyways, any other thoughts?
No, I think we covered about all of it.
Let's shift to the top 3, bottom 3. This was really hard this week.
Yeah.
It was a unanimous vote. There was nobody who really stood out as doing a great job. I mean, Robin and Parvati survived, which is great, and they've been targets kind of all along. But at any moment, anybody could just pick up the torch and vote them out. It wouldn't be a bit too difficult to do. So nobody really stood out great. The ones who did have good weeks also had bad weeks to go along with it. So it's we kind of had to throw a few people on here and see kind of what we came up with. So top 3, bottom 3. What do you have for the bottom 3?
Ben.
Ben's definitely the bottom 3. That was an easy one.
Yeah, I mean, that whole thing was dumb, and the comments he made just kept throwing himself out there instead of just shut up and be quiet, don't say anything anymore.
So he was with Ethan. Ethan was talking to Danny. Danny told Ben about the Rob's plan that all got blown up. Ben was looking for idols, helping Denise find an idol, and then Ben helped Denise find the idol. Denise told him, "Hey, look, I found it," which she needs not do. And then Ben, knowing that they had the idol, Denise gave Adam the other half and said, "Let's not trust Ben with this information. Ben knows our secret. We should get rid of him." So Ben could be in some trouble.
I know, but it's so stupid to just want to get rid of someone just because of that idol, because he's not a threat about it. He told Denise, go take the other half and bring someone else in with them. Why wouldn't you use that to your advantage if he wants to work with you and be in alliance? Why wouldn't you want to do that?
See,
he already knows about it, so you might as well use it to your advantage.
Yes, it can be a threat. I think just how Ben has played the game the time he played, and the way Adams played the game the time he played, they're actually friends too. They played Survivor Trivia together. I listened to that podcast. It was great. But the thing is, Adam's a very cerebral player, thinking strategy, thinking moves, thinking big moves. Ben is a loyal guy. Ben, if you keep Ben in the game, he'll work with you. He'll work with anybody as long as you keep him in the game. His season, that's what he did. He stayed in the game because he ran out of allies and just had to find idols, and he did that, and it was great. And Twist helped him and everything else. I don't think he's actually that brilliant. I don't think he's that smart of a player, honestly, but he's definitely loyal.
Yeah.
And he plays a bit of an old school game. So if you just kind of attach with Ben, I think he'll go with you as far as you want to go.
Yeah.
So I think that's a bit of a mistake. But what Ben needs to do too is he's put his foot in his mouth in every episode so far. He's made a lot of weird comments that just didn't really make sense. He was going on the whole thing about all these guys are paranoid, and they turn around at him and he's being paranoid. He's just kind of getting outwitted at every turn.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure kind of where he's at.
Right.
But I also think he's a low key player and he's loyal. I think he's gonna run out of room soon, because he just is not being smart.
Mm-hmm.
But he is definitely a loyal player. So if you want to scoop him up, take him with you. I think he'll go far. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, he already proved that when he said he didn't demand the other half of the idol when he knew it was a two-piece thing. He could have said to Denise, "Oh, well, give me the other half since I'm here already." Like he told her, "Go bring someone else into this alliance." So use that, get rid of the big people, and then go from there.
Yeah, and I think he's definitely a threat. He's good with idols and he finds them all the time. So you definitely don't want to keep him around too long.
Yeah.
And if he's the only one who knows,
I want to keep him around long. So
for your team,
shut your trap.
Yeah. Well, he also if he's the only one who knows you have an idol, getting rid of him would be good. But he didn't. I was waiting for him during that idol thing. They said who has the idol. I was waiting for him to say it.
Yeah.
And that would have been.
He didn't, and that proved his alliance to them and his trust. So they better accept that and use it.
For sure. And I think that he's not been great. He's made a lot of good decisions and he's definitely spoken and said things he shouldn't have said. But he's definitely still a loyal guy, and I think if he's in this alliance, he's in this alliance and he could go far. But I don't think he had a very good week this week.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I agree.
Who's else in the bottom three?
Your girl, Kim.
Kim Spradlin, yeah. So what did Kim do wrong this week?
I mean, she found an idol as well.
Yeah.
And she decided to trust Sophie and give the other half because it was the same as Denise's idol.
Yeah.
Someone else is to have the other half on them.
Did you like the season with David and Devins when they had the idol?
Yes. But she trusts the wrong person because Sophie and her cameo, or what do you call them? Confessionals.
Yeah.
Said that Kim, trusted the wrong person. Why didn't she give this to Tyson? I want to say Tony, because her and Tyson are on the same kind of
both on the bottom
right now. So that was a mistake because Sophie's going to use that to her advantage to get Kim out of the game when they have the chance.
Yeah, and they know each other pretty well too. They played one season apart. They're both there. But both the one time as far as history where three women won the season back to back. They were the first two women to win the season of that 3 in a row. So they know each other. They've hung out before they are friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. But maybe Kim was going on that. I was trying to. The thing is, right? What we were talking about kind of off air. If Kim brought Tyson in and hey, now we have to work together.
Mm-hmm.
That's great, but it's still only 2. If Kim sees that Sophie is a part of the bigger alliance, maybe I can bring her, and maybe she'll bring me to the bigger alliance, and I'll be in the numbers again. Kim said before she's never played down the numbers. She really doesn't know how to play down the numbers. She's kind of showing that this season that she really doesn't know how to play down the numbers. But if the only thing, I think it was a bad move to show Sophie. I don't think Sophie's the one to go to, but. And maybe go to Sandra. Sandra seems to have her tentacles everywhere.
I guess. I mean, that would probably be the only thing because then Sandra's actually got a reason for you to be there.
Right.
But there's still really no saying. Like, Sandra already has an idol too, so it doesn't matter to her. She could get rid of Kim and not even care.
True.
Like, that's the problem. If she doesn't go to Sophie, who can she really go to besides Tyson?
Yeah, so she's really in a tough spot.
Nobody else that want to accept her.
Right, and they know her reputation, how good a player she is. They know they have to kind of keep an eye on her and don't let her get too far in the game and all those things. So she's in a really tough spot. She has to do something. Mm-hmm. She can't just hope that her and Tyson go in the head together because that's not going to happen. So she has to try to make a relationship somewhere, reach out and do something. But I don't think Sophie was the right answer. And I think that was a mistake on her part. Again, you have to do something. You have to go for it and take a shot. Yeah. I just think she picked the wrong target.
Yeah.
What's next? Who's else in the bottom 3?
Mr. Rob.
Rob. So
Robert.
yeah, Boston Rob. and you could argue he's running the game, but I think one of the best winners in Survivor history is Adam Klein. Adam played the game where he was in on every decision that was made, but was never the foreperson. Mm-hmm. He was always on the jury, quote unquote, but never the person standing up reading the verdict. Mm-hmm. So Rob is steamrolling. I think it's the only way Rob knows how to play is to steamroll. So eventually, I feel like that's gonna catch up to him. It may not be before the merge. It may be mid-merge, maybe right on the merge. But I don't think you can. I think Survivor's too hard today with players who are good and played before and all those things. I think it's too hard to do today to just run through the game from beginning to end as the guy in charge.
I feel like someone already threw out the Godfather term for him.
For sure.
It's always a bad omen when someone's called that.
Most definitely, and I agree 100%. Mm-hmm. For sure.
They're usually targeted at some point to get out. They don't let the Godfather stay on too long.
Absolutely agree, 100%. 100%. And I think that's where his problems are gonna lie. Obviously, he did caveat again. He's got Amber there, maybe feeding him some stuff to help him go. I like the fact too this season that they are doing. I think they should do it permanently. Immunity challenges and reward challenges in the same challenge, because 2 challenges it just takes it away from what you're gonna see, and now they can give more people airtime. Like we everybody basically. If you can look at a lot of people and here they have a storyline. I mean, even Michelle, who hasn't really been on the show too much, has a storyline of, hey, I always thought it was a bad winner because I, things kind of broke my way. I want to make moves this season, try to do something and make myself, known as a better winner. Tyson, talking about Rachel, and his daughters. Rob and his, obviously Rob's all over the show, but Ben, has got a storyline. Wendell really doesn't have much. Nick really doesn't have much, but a lot more people have storylines than normally would. Usually, you get like 3 or 4 or 5 max.
Yeah.
And this you got a lot more people who have actually storylines. So I think that's a testament to having immunity and reward rolled into one. You have more time for camp life and developing stories.
Yeah.
And I just think Rob's gonna run out of track before sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And Jeff is gonna cry and cry and cry.
You're gonna laugh and laugh.
I will. I again. I'm not a Rob hater. I'm not.
He's gonna howl and howl.
Well, it is me down to nobody. He's gonna be sad. His streets will be gone. I don't hate Rob. Not a Rob hater by any means. Rob's a genius. He's a very smart player. I've heard him talk about the game, and he's really really bright.
Yeah. Really
smart. Knows the game really well. He's got a lot going for him. He doesn't need the money first of all, but I just think it's one of those things where like when he's kind of the Roman Reigns of this show. Like Vince McMahon is Jeff Probst, and Roman Reigns is Rob Mariano. Every time you're like, well, let's put Rob on. Let's do Rob. Let's push Rob. Rob's the star. It's like we've heard enough.
Yeah.
We don't need any more Rob. If Rob never played, a guy would be okay. He's been on now. He's been a part of 6 seasons of Survivor. Oh my God! All right, enough.
It's a charming accent that really.
And that's great. He's a smart player. He's friends with Probst and all those things. That's all great. I love all that. He's great, but at some point you just let it go.
Yeah. And
that's why I kind of always want Rob to not play
anymore. Go.
Yes, also.
Let it go.
Exactly. Also, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You said it. I had to say it.
I understand. I would have been shocked if you didn't. So, are we ready to move on to the top 3?
Top 3.
I guess we had to squeeze them in there somewhere because we really didn't have anybody who really stood out in a positive way. But who is number 3 on our top 3?
Jeremy.
Jeremy Collins.
Yeah.
Why Jeremy?
Jeremy. Well, he got another advantage from Natalie from the Edge of Extinction.
Yep.
Because he had an extra fire token from her from when she got kicked out as well.
Yep.
So I mean, he's getting fed a lot of help from the Edge of Extinction from Natalie, and he's got an ally there to help him. So you can guarantee every time she finds something there, if he's still playing, he's gonna get it from her.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, she didn't send him the idol, but he got the fire token from her.
And that was somebody he had to send to the losing tribe, and they didn't do that one.
What's that?
That Rachel, he had to send
it
to
was
the
the losing tribe, right? So otherwise he would have gotten it anyway.
For sure.
So yeah, so he's got an ally right now from off the island to give him stuff.
Absolutely, and Jeremy is always he'll suffer as long as he needs to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they talk about they were talking about some of these guys want to buy stuff with the fire tokens, buy like shelter and stuff. He goes, I don't want to do any of that. I want to use it to win the game.
Yeah.
Jeremy was quoted famously, and it's great. He was saying his season when they were going to trade the whole camp for some more rice, so that they could eat and whatever. He's like, the emergency will be happening soon. We don't need to do this. We don't need to trade our shelter. Let's just suck it up. And but he got outvoted by his tribe, and they all decided to give away all their camp for more rice for food. And then they did swap, and didn't matter anyways. But he was saying, he's like, we can get through this. It's only a couple more days. Who cares? Why give up things that are going to help us in the game for more food?
Yeah.
And then they voted him down. And he said, "These guys are so dumb." It was great.
That's not really famously quoted.
People
say that all the time.
But on the show, I mean, that you listen to a sound clip, and that's probably one of the ones you'll hear. Like a clip of a Survivor player saying something, that's probably one of the ones you'll hear. Anyways, okay. He'll suffer through anything if it helps him in the game. So, giving up fire tokens and whatever, I don't think he really cares. My only thing is, I don't think Danny really has any major stakes and anybody left in the game.
No.
We'll talk about kind of who she gave her fire token to in here in a minute, but so obviously Amber has a huge ring interest. Natalie has a huge ring interest, her close friend. Danny, I think if Danny finds something, she'll just be like, hey guys, who should we give this to? And then they'll have to fight it out and who they give to.
Yeah,
I don't think she really has a huge ring interest. But
yeah.
Anyways, any other thoughts on Jeremy?
No, I mean, he's not in a bad spot. He's not in a great spot. But if they can get, all the remaining people together that isn't Ethan, Rob, or Parvati, they could all be running that, tribe. And I don't want Ethan to go either because he's one of mine. But
He's a great dude.
He is. But, they can start taking a little power back in the game. Get rid of one of the front runners, and he could help navigate that whole thing.
For sure. If you really want to make things interesting, you could have taken out one of the other players and had Jenna be on here as one of the winners because they dated for a long time and now she's, a psycho. That would have been a really interesting dynamic.
Pretty sure that's why the show wouldn't put her on.
Yeah, she's already been in some shit. But anyways, so yeah, I think Jeremy had a rough week. Last week he lost one of his allies, but now the allies feed him advantages and he's eating them up. They both cereal, so.
Christ checks.
Yes, Christ checks.
Holiness in a bowl.
Yes.
Open the box. And, oh.
Alright, Dane Cook, relax.
I know.
Speaking of having 4 kids, Jeremy 2 Collins. Alright, what else? Who's number 2 on our top 3?
Adam
Klein, why?
Well, he has half of the idol with Denise. I mean, I guess he's in a good spot after being, outed or targeted because him and Denise walked away the first episode. But he's got a good ally. He seems to be fine with a lot of the other people. So he seems to be in an okay spot right now.
He seems to be. I think also, he's got to be careful with him and Denise being outed as a couple. Because they are definitely spending way too much time together.
Yeah.
They're doing everything together. And that's, they're the Malcolm and Denise of the season, no doubt. But you gotta kind of rein that in a little bit so you don't get caught.
Yeah.
That being said, they both, they know about the idols. They're both working very well together. He made, Denise was thinking about giving the idol to Parvati, and Adam talked him out of it, which was smart, and then got the other half the idol,
right.
Which was, again, a good idea. He also, I don't know. I think Adam's a smart player. I think he's got a lot of really good head on his shoulders. He's a Survivor Redditor. He knows the game very, very, very well. So that's, I think he's in a strong position with that. He didn't get outed as knowing anything about idols and all that stuff, and I think him and Ben and Denise could really do some damage if it's kept together. But they've got to make sure that they're not getting too close, because I think they could definitely run into some trouble that way. What do you else think about Adam? Anything else?
No, I think you said that.
That's fair. I had something else to say about it, but I forget what it is, so I'm not going to worry about it. what? Who? So that's Adam. That's he's number 2 here. Who's number 1?
Denise.
Denise. Why Denise?
She got the fire token from
Danny.
Danny that left. She has an idol that she found. She's got people that are willing to work with her. She almost made a stupid move about giving it to Parvati, but...
And I like that she's thinking, though. I like that she's like, well, what can I do to use this to my advantage? Building an ally with it,
like
and she's...
Ben said to do.
It's Ben said to do, right? And if she would have went and got Parvati and then Rob and then kind of joined that alliance, and that was, in the power position, can cut them later on the line, whatever. I think it would have been the wrong move to go to Parvati.
Yeah.
But at least she's thinking. At least she's got that, that thought. And, they lost another immunity, for God's sake. So she loves going to those, she's been in tribal in every episode of Survivor she's ever been on. Because even though she didn't go the last time, it was still all the first episode. So, she's been in every episode of Survivor she's been to tribal council.
Mm-hmm.
I think Adam and Denise are a good pair. They just gotta not get too close and get caught and broken up because of that.
Yeah.
But right now, Danny did give her the token, so if she can find a way, then that'd be the way to do it. I feel like Denise is secretly pretty good with everybody.
Yeah.
And I think this is the thing I was gonna say too about the Adam and Denise thing. If you could just mess up and then not mess up again, usually somebody else messes up more and they get voted out instead of you. That's. I mean, Adam was on the bottom because he was, last time because he was, him and Denise went off and they were in trouble. But since that, a lot has changed. A lot of people have, done dumber things, and somebody else gets voted out, and now there we go.
Yeah.
So if you just can survive that vote when you're in trouble, usually somebody else pops up and then they're the target next time. So.
Yeah.
I think Denise is in a real good spot. Could easily be voted next week by me saying that, but I think Adam, Ben, and Denise is a strong start. Let's build on that, and don't be don't be one of those people who gets caught in a power alliance and gets targeted for that reason. For some reason, Danny gave her the fire token though. I had no idea why. I don't know why Danny would have given it to her.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess she didn't know anybody else in the other tribes, so wouldn't give it to them. So she had to give somebody on her tribe, and I guess she felt most comfortable with Denise. But that's something about Denise too.
Yeah.
I think that was Denise's number one superpower her season when she won. Is everybody liked her, and everybody, I mean, maybe not Penner, but because he called her a bitch at the final tribal council. But other than that, pretty much everybody could talk to her, open up to her. She's a therapist. People are used to opening up to her, talking to her.
Yeah, so she's got that personality that just makes you trust her.
You bet.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I think Denise is a really, really strong player, and I think she's got the best profession to play Survivor. People want to talk to her, want to, open up to her, and we said Russell Swan, a returning player, was talking all about all his insecurities to her. It's like, dude, you're the veteran here. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But that's just who she is. I think that's her main strength. I think that's why if things continue the way they are, she could get into the alliance, get deep in the game, and then who knows? But I think she's as good a player as anybody out there, and is kind of under the radar. As long as she doesn't get caught up in a power couple, I think she could certainly go very, very deep.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
No, I think everybody's been listening long enough.
Yeah, for sure. Bailey's already sleeping, so he's like, enough of this noise.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on our finals? Anybody else who stood out to you? Anybody else you want to point out or shout out to or anything?
No, I think we're good until next time.
Cool. So I think we're good as well. How do people find you on Twitter?
Just T820.
So they can tell you all their thoughts and all their opinions. And they find me on Twitter, Yo Grab a Gabba. Like our page, subscribe right below so you get all the updates, mastering updates, Survivor updates. Watch the ones you want, throw out the ones you don't, and share the ones you like, and tell your friends. If you have friends, if you don't watch mastering, but you have friends who do, tell them. To Jessica's, we want to get her show a lot more views too, and get them a following. If you like you think I'm stupid and Survivor sucks, but you're a fan of Masked Singer, cool. Watch her show and tell our friends.
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, I don't care. It won't hurt me. But as I want to, anybody, if you're watching the show and you don't watch Masked Singer, tell your friends who do, so they can watch her show and give her some likes. You can email the show, paperproductions@gmail.com, facebook.com/paperproductions, and give us all your feedback and all your information and all the love that you can send us. Anything else, Jessica?
I think that's it.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you for listening and watching. Thank you for the feedback and the shout outs and the subscribes and all that. We appreciate it. And I think that's it for now. And we will check back, I think, tomorrow, the next couple of days for the Masked Singer show. We'll get that to you soon with our reaction and who gets knocked out and the new crop of 6. But for now, I got nothing else for you because the tribe has